No.1 The Oldboy is a South Korean mystery and action movie released in 2003, where Oh Dae-soo is an ordinary soul businessman with a wife and little daughter who, after a drunken night on the town, is locked up in a strange, private prison for 15 years. No one will tell him why he is there and whom his jailer is, but he is kept in reasonably comfortable quarters and has a TV to keep him company. While watching TV, he discovers that he has been framed for his wife's murder and realizes that, during one of the occasions in which he was knocked out with gas, someone has drawn blood from him and left it at the scene of the crime. The imprisonment lasts for 15 years until Dae-soo finds himself, unexpectedly released, and found on a grass-covered high-rise rooftop. Now, Oh Dae-soo is determined to discover who is the mysterious enemy and gets his revenge. No.2, I Saw the Devil, is a South Korean thriller and action movie released in 2010, where we see, on a dark road, taxi driver Kyung Chul comes across a scared female motorist stranded in a broken-down vehicle. He pulls over, but not to help her. When the woman's head is discovered in a local river, her devastated fiancé, Kim Soo-in, a trained secret agent, becomes obsessed with hunting down her killer. Once he finds Kyung Chul, things get twisted, and after brutally beating the murderer, Kim lets him go free, and a demented game of cat and mouse begins. No.3 The Housemaid is a South Korean erotic and thriller movie released in 2010, where we see Yoon Lee, a poor Korean woman, takes a job as a domestic servant in the lavish home of Hoon-go, a handsome businessman whose wife Hira is pregnant. Under the tutelage of her new boss, longtime employee and familiar confidant Yoon-sik, Yoon Lee quickly learns the ways of the house and that Hoon's word is law. But when Yoon Lee allows Hoon to seduce her, the benefits of her new position become dwarfed by the consequences of her actions.
주접 떨지 말고 그냥 사라져.
어딜 가?
당신아, 이만큼도 아닌 건 진짜지 않아?
No.4 Train to Busan is a South Korean horror and action movie released in 2016, where we see the investment manager Seok-woo is a divorced man that lives in Seoul with his daughter, Soo-in, and his mother. Seok-woo is a selfish man and neglects Soo-in, who misses her mother that lives in Busan. On Soo-in's birthday, she asks to visit her mother, and Seok-woo travels with her with the intention of returning after lunch. They board the fast train KTX, but a sick woman also boards another car. During the journey, the woman attacks a member of the train staff and soon all the passengers in the car are attacked, turning into zombies. Seok-woo realizes that there is a zombie outbreak in South Korea, and together with the passenger Sang-hwa, who is traveling with his pregnant wife Seong-kyung, they isolate the safe front cars from the infected ones. Along their journey, the non-infected passengers have to fight the zombies and the selfishness of their fellow human beings. No.4 The Outlaws is a South Korean crime and action movie released in 2017, where we see Jung Chen came from China and now works as a loan shark in a seedy Chinatown area of Seoul. He's backed up by his bloodthirsty henchmen Wei Sung-rak and Yang Tae. Jung Chen is beyond brutal in his methods to collect money. Meanwhile, Ma Suk-do is a detective in the Chinatown area of Seoul. He tries to keep the peace, while two Chinese-Korean gangs battle over turf in the neighborhood. Jung Chen makes his move to take over.
그런 거 갖기 전에 축구 시간을 못 줍니다. 알았어? 야, 정신 어딨어? 정신 없어!